when Donald Trump was seen brushing his way past Montenegro Prime Minister Duško Marković for a group photo at a NATO summit in Brussels this week, many Europeans came to the same conclusion: the American president came off looking like a bully. Marković later said he felt it was an inoffensive gesture. "It is natural that the President of the United States is in the front row," he said. But the incident drew almost as much attention as Trump and APO's failure to mention and endorse NATO's Article 5, the core NATO principle that an attack on one member is viewed as an attack on all. Across Europe, the reaction to Trump's trip, and especially the NATO photo op, was less than charitable. Scotland's J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books and a frequent Trump critic, posted a film clip of the Trump-Marković incident on Twitter with her own scathing comment, "You tiny, tiny, tiny little man." German comedian Jan Böhmermann also turned to Twitter to compare Trump to a hungry man barging his way past others to get to the front of the line for an all-you-can-eat buffet. Tension caused by Trump and his America First rhetoric has been running high across the continent since his election in November. This week's meetings with leaders of NATO and the G7 countries did little to ease it. A number of Europeans shared their impressions on the Times Facebook page. "As someone who enjoys visiting the US, I am always impressed by the politeness and good manners of most Americans that I meet. Sadly, your president is a rude ignoramus," said Londoner Howard Ullman. An American, Richard J. Martinez, said he has confronted widespread negativity while traveling in Europe this month. "Anytime someone hears we are from the States, a negative conversation ensues and instant judgment begins," he said. "If YOU and APO's re-traveling, try not to bring his name up." But Marina Stefanelli countered, "Lots of people in Italy wish he was our president." Then there was Marija Masenka Jesinin, Montenegro, calling, "I'm so happy that you finally know where we are," she wrote. "Thanks a lot, Trump." The media was hardly more forgiving. In Belgium, the Le Soir newspaper said Trump had raised doubts about his commitment to NATO's Article 5 by not mentioning it. "There is nothing in his words to suggest that Europe and America under his leadership still share a common worldview or even basic values," it said. Germany's best-selling Bild Daily wrote, "Rowdy behavior and bluster. Trump's first visit to NATO causes consternation among observers and NATO leaders alike." Thomas Jäger, a political scientist at Cologne University, said polls show that Trump was already the most unpopular post-war U.S. president to set foot in Europe. He said he is especially disliked for his tough-talking rhetoric in Germany, a country with a phobia of war after its own belligerent 20th century past. "Trump is seen as the epitome of the ugly American," Jäger said. "He's loud, uncouth, ignorant, disgustingly and flamboyantly rich. President Trump is just not capable of leading the Western alliance," said Norbert Röttgen, a senior leader in parliament for German Chancellor Angela Merkel's Conservative Party, told Der Spiegel. "He is not at all interested in that at the moment. The situation is far more grave, as even those who are most surprised by all this could imagine." Some of this week's criticism was directed not at Trump, but at the media reporting on Trump. German publications were called to task for a dubious translation of Trump's comments on Germany's large trade surpluses, with the US Süddeutsche Zeitung and Der Spiegel reported that Trump had said, "The Germans are evil, very evil because of the high trade surpluses." Evil or boss is one translation for the term bad, but not the most accurate in the context of what Trump said, that Germany is very bad on trade. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker weighed in to defend Trump. "The record has to be set straight. It and APO's it's not true that the president took an aggressive approach when it came to the German trade surplus." He said, like others have, that the United States has a problem with the German surplus. So he was not aggressive at all. Trump's image as an outsider continued in Italy on Friday at the G7 meeting in Taormina, Italy, where the distance between Trump and the others was as much physical as political. The presidents, chancellor and prime ministers of France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada and the United Kingdom walked the streets of Taormina. Kirschbaum is a special correspondent. Special correspondents Tom Kington in Taormina, Italy, and Catherine Stupp in Brussels, Belgium, contributed to this report. Trump finds a new ally in his war on leaks. Britain as Trump wavers over Paris Climate Accord. European leaders give him an earful. Trump scolds NATO allies for not spending more on defense.